I'm gonna make my favorite drink tonight. You see the Campari, you probably know I'm making a Negroni. It's pretty simple. It's equal parts gin, Campari, sweet vermouth. And I have like a shaker and strainer and like cocktail stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna use it on this channel. You don't really need that stuff, and most people don't have it, and you can pretty much make anything without it if you just get a little creative. Ice is like the most important thing for making cocktails, and whatever liquor you need. I planned to build the drink in here and stir it and then strain it into this glass. But now I'm thinking I'm gonna do it the other way around, kind of. I'm using my fingers to measure. This is a wine glass, it's curvy, so I'm not gonna measure it right. Anyway, gin. One finger of that. Campari. And then the vermouth. I think I shorted the Campari. Plus, I really like Campari. One like major mistake that I made, I forgot to get an orange. And the orange peel that you use for garnish, that's actually really important for the Negroni. Citrus oil on the skin of the orange. It affects the flavor quite a bit. I have these stupid orange bitters that I got last week that were like the wrong thing. Well, they're orange, so I'm an idiot. Stir. Strain. Shit, how am I gonna do this? I was thinking like I actually want to drink out of this glass, so making such a mess here. I'm really not a smart man. Hey, it's a little too full. Negroni, everybody. Cheers. That tastes about perfect. These are good. These are handy. These fucking orange bitters. Yeah, that's really good. If you happen to have these, you're making a Negroni and you forget your orange peel. There you go. Bingo. On to the fight. Here comes Yoshi. We're going to talk about Bryce Mitchell and Edson Barboza mostly, because that's what I wrote about in my column this week. I was correct. Bryce Mitchell won. He won, essentially the way that we wrote he would win. By the way, probably 3 out of every 4 picks are hitting correctly. Majority of those are underdogs. So if you want to make some money, follow One Killer Pick at medium.com. I made money tonight. I bet on Bryce Mitchell. I had a parlay with Marina Rodriguez, Mitchell, and Colby, and that hit. I was happy with it. That was a good night for me. Anyway, we'll talk about the other fights too, but basically we'll make Mario Bryce Mitchell. He did a lot of, this happened in 2 fights. I mean, this happened in the Bryce Mitchell Edson Barboza fight. Bryce Mitchell was timing the double leg, and RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, he was doing that to Moicano too. Mitchell used a variety of takedowns, but he hit the double leg at least twice. Probably more than twice, but I definitely remember 2 times. And he did it by timing the punch. So he would engage. Bryce Mitchell's striking looked a lot better. A lot better. His last fight was almost 2 years ago, and his hands looked fast. His striking didn't look great. The hands were fast. So tonight he looked better. He got in better shape. They're hugging. I'm stirring it with my finger. That's why I put it off camera. See, it's very high class. All right. I didn't strain the ice and all that bullshit this time. Just make it in one thing. Tastes the exact same. All right. Where was I? The timing, the double leg. He would engage with Barboza. His striking looked a lot better. He actually buzzed Barboza a few times, kind of clipped him. I think he got clipped maybe once. He might have been off balance when Barboza hit him. Just had 1 foot off the ground, and that might have been what sat him down. Might have been the punch landed flush. I couldn't tell. Anyway, I think in both cases it was a hook. Draw out a hook, duck under it, double leg takedown. Old school, looks easy, Very difficult to do. Very difficult to hit the timing on that. Bryce Mitchell was getting the timing on Barboza. Some of his takedowns he muscled through. He had a great takedown in the early round, in round one. But Bryce Mitchell gets a high crotch, gets his arm under the crotch of Barboza, hoists him up in the air. Now he wants to just do that and slam him, but Barboza's taller than him, so he gets a high crotch and starts to hoist him, but Barboza's toes are still touching the ground, right? So what Mitchell does is, with the high crotch, he then uses a trip and just sweeps his legs out, takes him down. That was pretty cool. But yeah, the ducking under, double leg. RDA did that to Moicano as well a bunch of times. That RDA Moicano fight had some stuff I've never seen before. For one, the referee Mark Goddard tells Moicano at between round 4 and 5, you've got 30 seconds to turn things around or I'm stopping the fight. Now, in the end, he did not stop the fight. It went the full distance, even though Moicano did not turn things around. But I've never heard a ref give that type of warning before. And it's kind of interesting because he brought in the doctor to look at Moicano's eye. Now, the eye was swollen, but it was not the kind of injury that you would stop a fight over. What Goddard was seeing was the same thing that the commentators and all of us saw, which was that Moicano was getting his ass kicked, and he was taking head damage he didn't need to take. And so that's why you would want to stop the fight. And we all know that his corner is not going to stop the fight, even though he probably should. We know he won't. Mark Goddard said as much to the doctor. He said, I don't think the corner is going to stop the fight. Well, the doctor can't stop the fight. It's because there's no physical injury that you can see that merits stopping a fight. Who can stop the fight there, or maybe should stop the fight, is the referee, because you wouldn't stop the fight based on that injury. You would stop it based on what the fight itself looks like. So really the referee is the only guy who can make that call. And Mark Goddard didn't make that call, but what he did do was warn Moicano that you've got 30 seconds to do better, essentially. Never seen that before. And then there was a lot of speculation that in the 5th round, RDA was kind of carrying Moicano, kind of taking it easy on him. Never seen that openly speculated about before. There were those two fights. The Covington-Masvidal fight went exactly as everybody thought it would go, and no one wanted it to go, meaning that Colby dominated him for 5 rounds using wrestling. They had a couple of fun exchanges on the feet. They clipped each other a couple times, but for the most part, it was just Colby mauling Masvidal on the ground. I'm not even going to fuck around with these toys. It's just, you get the idea. Follow me at OneKillerPick on medium.com. Make some money. Mario is Bryce Mitchell. Can you stand up, Mario? There we go. Tough luck, Edson Barboza, but, we all knew it was going to happen. Cheers.